Our next speaker, Beverly Jarenko, brings a powerful blend of global business experience, sharp insight, and deep compassion to her work as an executive coach and a speaker. Certified by the International Coaching Federation and a Harvard MBA, Beverly helps leaders not just do more, but be more, so they can navigate our complex business world with clarity, executive presence, and purpose. Please join me in welcoming Beverly Jarenko.
Thank you. The world is spinning. Can you feel it? Most of the time, I can't feel it. Even though our globe at its equator is spinning, rotating at a rate of about 1,000 miles per second, we can't feel it because that is part of our typical day. But sometimes things spin out of control, so much so that we feel like we are experiencing chaos and cacophony. The times when we hear sounds coming at us from all different directions, and they don't make sense, and they're disharmonious, and they certainly don't sound like music. I'm going to take you through what it's like for me when the world spins out of control. Then I'm going to share some tools that I use to help me find my center. So let's get started. This is an actual photograph taken by the Webb telescope that circles the sun and was launched in 2021. It's not AI generated. So right now, take a sticker in your mind and write, "You are here" on it, and put it somewhere where you see yourself. And think about how, in this picture, you can see the rotations and the movement and the coordination and the arcing and the falling of the planets and the meteors. And you are here in this beautiful universe in a coordinated way with its rhythmic movements that's bringing us our sunrises and our sunsets and taking us from day to night and back again. That is when our movement is part of us. But when things start happening, and for me, there's been some things happening in my life that have made me feel quite chaotic. I recognize that the things that happen to me are not the worst things that can happen to people. There are much worse things that could happen to me. But as a human being, I can't help but react. So here I humbly share some things that have been going on in my life. I really love to work. And for the past 3 years, I have been a contractor for the Department of Energy. And in January, my contract was canceled. Next, I've had a lifelong engagement with figure skating. I grew up as a competitive figure skater, and now I am an official. Well, a few weeks ago, I had to take a big, hard, hairy exam for a judging appointment. And, channeling my best David Sedaris here. Have you ever misread a calendar? I have. I thought I had 30 hours to complete this big test, but it turns out I only had 6. And sadly, things didn't quite go the way I wanted them to. I was so distraught, I ate an entire pizza. And to top it off, our beautiful, sweet dog, Fluffy, crossed the rainbow. So this is me. The crows are swirling and shrieking in their cacophony and their chaos, and I am hiding my face and my eyes and wanting to crawl under the bed. Oh no, poor me. I felt so badly. I felt dizzy. Do you know there are two groups of people who do not get dizzy when they spin? Fighter pilots and figure skaters. So figure skaters rotate when they're doing a spin. A good skater will rotate at approximately 6 rotations a second. That's over 200 a minute. So say to yourself right now, 1 Mississippi. And imagine you just spun around 6 times while you said 1 Mississippi. Would you get dizzy? When I started skating at 4.5, I definitely got dizzy when I was spinning. Getting dizzy is a normal reaction of our bodies. It's a way of our brain telling us that something dangerous is happening. When the earth is moving beneath our feet, we get dizzy. When we've ingested a toxic substance, we get dizzy. Anybody ever had the bed spins? Then you know just what I mean. So this skater is going to do a spin, and she's going to come out of it without getting dizzy because she has learned over time through practicing spinning every day and lots of spinning to readjust the brain. There's a system in our body where our inner ear, our eyes, and our brain work together to keep us balanced when we move around. That system is called the vestibular ocular system. So vestibular relates to your inner ear, ocular relates to your eyes, and the whole thing works so that we stay in balance, but if things start going out of whack, we get dizzy. Again, the brain is telling us something dangerous is happening. So when skaters become good at spinning, the brain actually changes. The part of our brain that generates that dizziness response actually shrinks. So just as skaters can train themselves to reorientate themselves from the effect of spinning, we in our personal lives can train ourselves emotionally and mentally to remain steady amid life's challenges. Here are some tools. First, find your anchors. Pick something you love to do that you find soothing. For some people, it's meditation. For others, it's a gratitude journal. It might even be looking at pictures of cats. Whatever it is, pick something that you like to do and commit to do it for a certain period of time on a regular basis. This serves to reset our system and give us some quiet and stillness that allows us to find our center. Next, visualize who you are and what you have to offer over the long term. I could agonize over eating that pizza, but I choose to think about who I am and what my life is and how I want to be in the world. Life is like a river, and you are moving down the current of your life. And sometimes the water is going to be choppy, and sometimes the water is going to be still, and sometimes you're going to feel like you want to get out of the water completely. But over the long run, remember who you are and your value, and know that all is well. Next, accept what you can. You can't fight every single battle. If you did, you're going to lose every single battle. I can't go fight the Department of Energy, but what I can do is be open to you and open to new opportunities. I can pick the 1 or 2 things that I choose to work on and channel my energy into those, rather than diffuse everything in many different directions and gain nothing. Lastly, in the words of my mother, a concert French horn player, play your own tune. Don't let others play you. I believe that each of you has the ability to find your center if you try these tools. But if you would like to have a partner in this journey, I would love to be your partner. You can scan this QR code. It goes right to my calendar, and you can book a 30-minute virtual coffee with me, free, and let's just talk about what you want to do and how to find your center. I am graced by your attention. Remember this dragon. Some days the dragon wins, and some days you win. But over the long run, it all works out. I am Beverly Jarenko with Beverly Jarenko Coaching. Thank you very much.